Clive at Blades and Blasters with another session of Masks of Nyarlathotep with Maxine, Lottie, and William. So, where we... Oh, we lost William for just a moment.
Oh, I'm here.
Okay.
For some reason, I didn't jump into the game yet.
That's all right. Okay, so quick recap. So Lottie and William were putting the truck into position in the afternoon and got a little visit interrupting their plans, and a fist fight broke out between a couple of people, and now William is badly beaten up, but he's standing and okay, and Lottie has murdered a man. And Maxine's fireworks went off. Not sure exactly what effect that had, but when we left them, they were going to try to, I think, regroup. And so, as I recall, let's see, yes, Lottie and William were driving the truck around with the intention of heading toward the village, and Maxine had set off the fireworks and was heading there to try to link up with them. I think there was some question as to whether you'd miss each other, but I'm just going to make it simple. You'll see each other. I mean, the dust of the truck is easy to spot. You can't miss it. And so Maxine would be seeing that.
Yeah, she would dash out from kind of the side of the road at the last minute, kind of waving her hands in the headlights, trying to get their attention.
Yep.
Once she realizes it's the right truck.
Yes.
And Lottie would, of course, pull up quickly beside Maxine, her knuckles white and clenching very tightly against the steering wheel. And she looks wide-eyed over at Maxine as they pull up. Get in the vehicle. Just tend to William if you can. He has got some injuries.
Max spares William a quick glance before hopping into the passenger seat, slamming the door, and, motioning for Lottie to hit the gas. What the heck happened? That wasn't the plan.
Change of plans, I suppose. And William says as he's kind of holding the back of his head and leaning up against the side of the car.
And are you heading into the village? Is that the destination now?
Yeah, heading through the village and taking the back roads to escape there, yeah.
All right, you're making your way up the hill.
Lottie glances back briefly at Maxine. One of the men, and she squints her eyes and shakes her head. He came, he's gonna take out William. I don't know exactly what he was gonna do, but I stopped him, and then I fired. I killed one of them.
Maxine looks over at Lottie and... Well, I don't know. She may or may not be able to tell that Lottie is more shaken up than usual. Max is not good at that sense motive.
What do you think, Lottie?
Lottie looks fairly paler than usual. I would say all the colors drained from her face. She just looks pretty horrified in general and pretty shocked as she's driving, occasionally glancing back at the two of them.
Yeah, Max just kind of reaches out and pats her on the shoulder. Hey, it's all right. Don't give it a second thought. Those everybody in that camp besides Gardner seems to be in on it, and chances are, whoever this was, which one was it, by the way?
Sorry, which one was it again?
Which one of the Clive people was it?
Oh,
Sorry, Darren, which one was it again?
That got wasted.
Yeah. She's asking Lottie.
Yeah, I forgot in the moment.
Oh, it's Martin Winfield.
There's two men with him. His Winfield came out, and I shot him, and I just kept pulling the trigger over and over again, and
Well, that's the way you do it. That's the only way you can make sure they're not going to get back up. That was smart thinking.
William, make an intelligence roll for me, please. Or I'm sorry, you're driving, Lottie, right?
yes, she is driving.
Make an intelligence roll for me. Okay. You see the little group of village kids just in time to slow the truck down as you're driving through. They're heading to the edge of the village and like looking up and pointing at the sky, and clamoring about something. You imagine it must be they're pointing in the direction of where the fireworks went off.
William's gonna look over and say, we should probably get back to the hotel.
Yeah. Oh, man. She takes another look at William. You're not looking so good. You got any broken bones or anything?
I don't believe so.
No, he didn't. He didn't take any serious bashes. He's just got cuts and bruises. They'll heal in a couple of days, probably, more or less.
Lottie kind of turns around and pulls out a handkerchief. And then she licks it and starts to wipe his face.
Oh, Mom!
We gotta have a look at this. Your eye's starting to swell, but it don't look like any of them pretty face bones of yours are broke. Then she just hands him the handkerchief and starts digging around in her purse again. I think I got some aspirin in here somewhere.
That sounds lovely. He manages a smile for a moment and looks over to Lottie and he's like, are you alright to drive? When he notices the children...
I'm fine for driving. I'm much better shape than you there, William.
Lottie did well.
Thank you.
Well, that's one less of them. Well, it sounds like 3 less of them then. And did any of them get away? Any chance that they know where it was us?
No, I don't think so. They all are all dead. As we were pulling out, there's a few of them who were cresting the hill to see what the commotion was about, but I think we're far enough away that they don't know it's us.
Yeah. Well, it's a blasted shame that you didn't manage to get into the camp and get your stuff. I mean, killing one of them's good and all, but would have liked to have picked up some more clues as to what they're up to.
We got a few, didn't we, William? And she looks over to William.
He did have something on him. Something of interest. I don't know if William has it or not. Does Lottie have that?
She does, and it's I think the dig sites. Oh, it's the directions to get to. Oh goodness, the Bent Pyramid.
Oh, yeah. Well, there's only one reason he'd have this. That's where they're going. We already suspected. This is just confirmation.
There's a chance, but he spoke about that the Sphinx or something would devour us. I don't know. That's what he said.
We already know they got, some sort of thing they're doing, taking people down to the Sphinx. That don't seem to be a new moon special, if you know what I mean.
All right. I think we should be getting to the Bent Pyramid. Maybe just escort it out or something.
I had an idea, actually, while I was out there sitting on the rock baking in the sun. Sometimes my brain gets so hot that a thought or two actually makes it through. And she kind of chuckles. So, I was thinking on that stationery. And I was thinking on the best way to use it. And part of my problem was I didn't know exactly where they was going to be, but now we do. Or at least we're pretty sure. We could maybe use this stationery to get people there. People with guns, people with cameras, people to expose it. But we'd have to get something to them quick. And the more people that we send a letter to, the more likely that it is Al Shakti's going to hear about it. So, gotta be careful about that. But I had 2 ideas. Tell me what you think. Number 1, and this is kind of the elaborate, far-out one. We could send a message on this, written as close to the governor's handwriting as possible. Kind of a mysterious invitation to a midnight gala down there at the Bent Pyramids. Tell them there's going to be contests of marksmanship and whatnot, so come prepared. So any of the gents who came would come with arms. Anyway, I know how snooty folks love to be part of something secret and elite, so I think they'd get there. 2, I definitely think we need to invite press, maybe the Egyptian press. My second idea, though, if that gal idea just seems too far-fetched. Plus, the more people we invite, the more likely they are to talk, even if we tell them to keep it a secret. That fella, she looks over at William, the one who was over at, what's that little pyramid's name? Mycerinus. I don't know if he's a buddy of yours, but he didn't seem all that bad. It's possible we could send him a message. Make it sound like the governor needs to send him on the down low. Can't even put his name on it. But he needs him and some soldiers to get down to that area and see what's going on that night and be prepared. The governor can't officially be involved, see? So then he wouldn't actually go back and start talking to the governor about it.
William thinks on this for a minute as he throws back an aspirin. It's an interesting thought. You think you could maybe forge these letters?
Yeah. I think you'd know best how to get them into the right hands, though. I don't know if you know where this fella stays while he's in Egypt, if it's over at that British Embassy, Regency, whatever it's called, or if he's over at a hotel.
Just out of character. He's a military guy, right? Is there a...
Yeah. So he spends part of his time there. There are a couple of places you can sleep at the residency, but he spends most of his time when he's not at the residency. There's a military outpost outside of Cairo, to the north of Cairo. That's where he usually is encamped.
We could send a letter to him.
So, you think that's a better idea? It would involve less. Yeah, if we made it a gala, people would be bringing their wives and such, which would be more people, but more potential hostages as well. So maybe just sticking with the military might be a better idea.
Think about if our focus is on getting them exposed or just stopping it for a night.
Yeah, well, I'm thinking both, but with William being in the shape he is, I think we need backup. Back out with, a better arsenal than we got at our disposal.
We can try. Maybe going with your contact there, William, is the best thing we can do.
I know he wouldn't listen to me.
Yeah, well, he's not gonna be thinking he's listening to you. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna write you a letter as well, so that when he shows up and you're there, you can say you got one too. She kind of gives a conspiratorial grin at that.
And he smiles and nods as he's thinking about it. And he says, I'm supposed to be on my way back out of here. I still don't want to leave just yet.
Yeah, well, you was on your way out of there till you got this dang letter. And you gotta serve your country, right?
This is true. And I couldn't just leave you two alone.
Yeah. All right. So, try to keep the wheels steady, Lottie. I'm gonna see what I can do. I'm gonna be studying on what I can see of the governor's handwriting, write a few samples. William, I know you've seen some things he's written. I'll write a few things up and you tell me when I get close, when it would fool you anyway.
I'm just going to tell you, practicing forging a signature, a handwriting in a moving truck in the desert is
not going to be very good.
With no shocks is going to be a little challenging, shall we say.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe wait till we get back to the hotel.
So, yeah, and Lottie, you come to here. Where do you go when you reach this intersection?
Sorry, which? Oh, there.
Yeah.
Where did we go last time? I think we just went up, didn't we? Or did we circle back and then go?
This is the one way that follows the west bank of the Nile back to Cairo. You're not even, this must be heading towards the Nile, but you're not really sure where it goes. You haven't ever gone that way.
As they get to the fork, she looks back to the other two. Which way should we go? Should we head back or go the way? We don't know exactly where it's going.
Yeah, well, I'm less afraid of getting lost in the dark than passing by a hornet's nest you all stood up tonight.
You're right. You're right. I'll just keep driving. And she just continues going down this road.
Okay. So you follow this road, and you, not very far from here, you come to the Nile. And It is possible that the Nile is low enough. There is a ford there that is occasionally usable, but by animals and things. But driving a car across it, a truck especially, a heavy truck, that's going to be extremely risky. But you can make a luck check to see how easy it looks like.
Low the water is.
Yeah. You'd need some. Yeah, it's not.
Oh, God.
There's no possible way you're gonna cross in the truck.
As they pull up there, she slows down. She kind of slams a hand, an open palm against the wheel. She turns around and looks at the other two. We're gonna have to head back. We'll just pick up speed and we're going through, but we have to.
Oh, great. All right, then. If that's the way it is, she pulls out a pistol, looks around. Oh, hey, you picked up some rifles. That's good. William, no, your eyes starting to swell shut, but you think you can perk up enough to man the window?
Or you think you better drive in? I don't know.
You know what? Why don't you pull over? I'll drive. You take a gun. I think you're
Sure.
better with the long rifles than I am.
Sure. She slows the truck down, putting it in the park to swap with Maxine, grabbing one of the new rifles, making sure it's loaded before she sits in the passenger seat.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So Max is going to drive back, and when they get close to the Clive encampment, how far away does she think that you could see the truck lights?
Well, it's still day.
Oh, it's still day?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's right. It hadn't gotten dark yet.
You were
Okay.
going. I mean, it's getting close. It's evening, but it's not dark yet. It won't be dark for like another hour.
Okay. Yeah. All right, well, we're just going to run the gauntlet.
I think William will lay down in the back with their rifle. If he can, try to stay out of sight.
Okay. All right. So you wind your way back down, and through, and how fast are you gonna go? I mean, there's a safe speed that's no problem, but you can kind of push it if you want, which will make you, if there's any gun firing, it'll make you a harder target.
Yeah, she won't
But
speed.
it's a little dangerous.
She won't speed up until she's close enough to the camp that,
Yeah,
or
I
she
assume
sees
that.
someone.
Yeah, I assume if you sped up, it'd be as you go around the statue. But the question is, I can make you take no driving check, but you'll be a fairly easy target. A big truck driving by. Or you can kind of punch it, and it's a little risky that you'll lose control. But
How risky? She's not a great driver.
Yeah, I would give you, if it's a pretty straight road, so I would give you a bonus die. You'd need a drive auto success with a bonus die, not to have any mishaps.
That's still less than a 50% chance, I
Oh,
think.
yeah, not
so
so good.
So I think she's gonna take it the more cautious and
Okay.
just keep her pistol ready.
Yep. All right. Okay. You pick up speed a little bit but so you still feel safe and in control. You can see as you're driving into view of the camp, which is slightly above you. It is almost on a plateau, so it's not real easy to see everything from down here on the road. But you see there are a couple of men sitting in the shade of a palm tree by the side of the road as you come around, and they have rifles. So this is like what you see as you come around the statue. They look like they've just sort of been posted there.
All right, Max is going to actually slow down and turn to Lottie and say, "Fire."
Okay, you can see, and Lottie, you see them kind of perking up, like, they were already somewhat alert and starting to stand up, because you can hear the truck and see dust cloud coming up, and they stand up. They're about 100 yards away.
Don't wait for them.
Yeah, Lottie will bring up the rifle.
Or aim or something.
Yeah, she'll bring up the rifle and aim for a moment at one of them that's in sight.
Okay, so you're going to have a penalty die because of the moving truck. So aiming will counterbalance that penalty die. And you can see them kind of look at each other and quickly exchange some words. And one of them kind of turns back over his shoulder and yells back, obviously toward the camp. And you have your aim.
So what type of rifle is it?
It's an Enfield.
Yep, you can add it. You know how to add it, I'm sure.
Okay. Hopefully I hit the Lee Enfield.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Too bad. Okay, so yeah, that's the shot, you see it kick up a little bit of sand next to the guy. And they both kind of jump for a second. And the one that was not shouting kind of he gets his rifle up, and he looks like he's starting to take a bead on the truck. And the other one kind of, let's see what he does. Actually, both of them. Yep, they both are gonna start to take aim. The other one's just a little slow behind him. So do you want to aim, or are you gonna take a second shot?
She's going to... I think she needs to aim. She kind of cocks back the rifle and aims down the barrel again.
All right, so this guy is aiming, and the other guy he's also aiming. He's starting to get his rifle up, so he doesn't really have aim yet. So you both aimed this round, so you can shoot now. I assume you want to shoot at the guy that has already aimed, or at the other one? Okay.
Oh, the one's aiming. Damn it.
Your shot, missed. You don't even know where the bullet went on that one. And then his shot goes off. He also has an infield, of course. These are the same. His shot goes wide.
Oh, thank God.
And Maxine, you're driving. I just need you to make a power check to see how you're doing with your nerves. Okay.
Just slike back home.
Yeah, you don't have to make any more checks. You're totally... Yeah, I think you might even be a little exhilarated by the bullets. The bullet go whizzing by. How's William doing in the back seat? He hears the shots going back and forth. He has no idea what's going on unless he puts his head up. He just knows that Lottie's fired twice and a bullet whizzed by the truck.
Yeah, would he be able to shoot, or is
he could.
Can he see through his eyes, or
he could? Oh yeah, you're okay. I mean, you're just at a penalty die at the moment, to your shots, which is not great, but
okay.
Yeah, you could lean over the right side of the truck, but that does mean it's possible you'll be hit. If you stay down, you can't get hit.
Okay. For right now, he's probably going to stay down.
Okay. Maxine, you've covered about 30 yards, so you're almost halfway to even with them. They're not like right on the road. They're about 20 yards from the road. You will pass by. After those two shots, this guy that already shot, he now kind of moves to get behind a palm tree to give him some partial cover as you get closer. So he's not aiming again. This guy was aiming. So what do you want to do next round? Do you want to take a shot or do you want to aim?
Lottie will aim. If she just fires wild, she knows she's not going to hit at all.
Okay. You aim. So this guy has aimed, and he is going to take his shot. Oh, his shot also goes wide.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, thank the heavens above.
Okay. But he's not moving behind a tree. He looks like he's just working the lever, and he's going to be taking another shot. Or I'm sorry, the bolt. This is not a lever. This is a bolt action. So you aimed. So next round you may shoot.
So, all right.
Yeah, Maxine.
Let's see if I get a hit. Oh, I'm so glad I aimed.
That is a hit this time. And I assume you're going for the guy that's still out in the open.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Since
Okay.
he's not behind the tree.
Yeah, you hit him hard, and let's see. The guy staggers, but he doesn't go down. And that is your third shot. Maxine, you're now about 20 yards from even with them as you trundle along.
She says, "Hey, William, why don't you reach back there and grab one of them fireworks rockets? I mean, just shoot it in the general direction."
There's no way he's going to get fireworks out and lit and aimed by the time as you're driving by. I think you would.
Well, we've still got quite a bit of driving to do, so.
Or just hand me
That's
another
true.
rifle. I'm
That's
almost
true.
out.
Okay. Well, do you do anything, William?
He is gonna sit up and try to fire if he can.
Okay. So, with a Lee Enfield?
Yeah, I think he's got the same rifle.
Yeah, he does. Do you know how to turn on the macro for that?
Let's see here.
It's on your attributes and
Is it
abilities
attributes?
tab. It's like way down, about 2/3 of the way down. The weapons all start there, and the rifles are all grouped together. Sort of, I think it goes like hand weapons, pistols, rifles, and then heavier stuff down the bottom.
Oh, nice. I like it. Yep, I got it on there.
Okay. So the question is, what do you guys want to do? This round, these guys are both going to start aiming again. Except, even this guy that you just shot, he's... So, what do you want to do?
Okay.
Both of you. What do you want to do?
Yeah, William will try to take a shot. I guess a wild shot. Sit up and fire.
At the guy. Okay, so no aiming, just to take a shot.
Yeah.
Okay. And Lottie, what are you doing? Aiming or shooting?
She be aiming again.
Okay. All right. So, William, you are the only one shooting this round. You will have, let's see. You will have 2 penalty dice. One for being badly wounded, and one for the moving truck. And I assume, and you can aim for either one at this. It's that hard of a shot that whether they're in cover or not doesn't matter. Which one do you want to shoot at?
Probably the one that's out of cover.
Okay.
Because he probably just sits up real quick and.
Yeah, that's who he sees. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah.
Take off a quick shot. You might get lucky. Oh, not at all. Yeah, it goes wide, but it, it's more lead in the air.
Right.
Oh yeah, he's fine. All right, so next round, Lottie, you have aim. They are aiming as well. You can go first. Who were you aiming at, or who are you shooting?
Probably the gent is still up in, I guess, in the middle of the road.
Well, he's not quite in the middle. They're both to the side of the road.
To the side,
but
like he's out in the open.
Okay, go ahead. Oh, that's
yes.
And yeah, you shoot him, and he tumbles forward down the little incline.
Nice.
Takes aim and shoots him right in the forehead. And watches him tumble back, and she kind of brings back the bolt again. Is about to turn her gun on the other gentleman who's hiding.
Well, he is taking another shot. William, are you taking a second shot?
Yes, if I can.
You can.
He'd probably try to aim this time. Actually.
Okay, then you're aiming this round. Fair enough. So then this guy will take his retaliatory shot with aim. Oh, not quite. He misses. Maxine, you are now driving by him.
Oh.
She honks the horn. Just like lays on it, crack laughing. Shouts obscenities. They don't understand.
Yeah, right.
Good job. Shotgun Lottie.
Try by.
All right.
Okay, so next round. William, you have aim. Lottie, are you taking aim? You have 1 round left.
Lottie is taking aim.
Make it count. Okay, William, go ahead.
All righty. Breathe.
Nope. Close. Very close. Yeah, that one went close to his head.
Skims a tree or something.
But he flinches ever so slightly, but he's not. He's not deterred. Lottie, you can take your shot. This is going to be with 1 penalty die.
Even with aim?
Yeah, because he's got cover.
Oh, that makes sense. Gotcha.
No,
Ah, shit.
not even close. And then he takes his shot. Nope, you guys have been super lucky. That's actually his 3rd shot. Okay.
Is that Lottie's last shot?
That was Lottie's last shot. And you guys don't have extra cartridges. Because you just grabbed the guns off of these guys. So Lottie is out. Maxine, you are driving on. William, what are you doing?
William's gonna give the rifle to Lottie and say, Lottie, take the rifle. I can barely see.
Thank you. Grab the shotgun if you can from the back, just in case.
And he'll probably grab his pistol out after she takes it.
Okay. All right. You get him the rifle as another shot goes off. Oh, that one is a hit.
Oh, who is it for?
Oh, it may not hit anybody. So I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go down, but that is an extreme, so that means it's gonna hit somebody.
Oh.
So first person, or it probably will hit somebody. The first is William. You got to take the. You need a luck check.
Okay.
It wasn't you. Next is Lottie.
Okay.
Oh, come on.
It was you. Now I'm going to give you a luck check to see if you're successful with the luck check. You at least got partial cover because you are in the cab, and most of you is not exposed. So if you get a success, you'll only take half damage.
Let's see.
Oh no! You take full damage.
And that's I think she's fucking
That's
dead.
11.
It's
It's gonna be a bad wound, not necessarily dead.
Even with extreme success, isn't that full damage? Would it be?
Oh, that's right. That's a yeah.
This is not.
That's it.
good.
Yeah.
I-
Yeah. No,
To me,
actually,
it's-
the extreme I'm just using to see if it hit the truck, and where. The extreme meant it was going to hit a person. It doesn't mean that it was an extreme penetrating shot. So it is 11. I need you to make a Constitution check for me, Lottie.
Oh, shit. Oh.
Okay. You are semi-conscious and alive.
Where did it hit?
And Maxine, yeah, you see, she gets hit. She gets hit in the head. And and Maxine, you're turning probably to hoop and holler as you're driving by, and you turn just in time to see Lottie's head practically, blood splatters all over the windshield, and Lottie goes down. William and Maxine, make sanity checks, please.
Max does not make it.
Yeah, you both lose 1 sanity.
Yeah.
And Maxine, make a power check to keep steady nerves. Or no, you were yeah, okay. So yeah, you swerve as you see her go go down, and your instinct is like to reach out to her. So what do? You can feel yourself about to lose control of the truck as you start to swerve.
She stops laughing, and
That's a good start. Maybe.
She's reaching out to Lottie, and the car hits a bump, and she can tell she kind of left the road a little bit. I think that feeling of leaving the road is enough to make her focus her attention on staying steady, although her heart's going a million miles a minute. Hold on, girl. We'll get you back into town. William.
Are you slowing down or going the same? Like, there's a couple. You can race through and try to recover, or you can slow down or almost try to come to a stop to minimize your chance. But then you're not getting away, and there will be more shots.
She's just not a good enough driver. She's not going to make a drive check, so she'll slow down and try to regain control.
Okay.
Put some pressure on it, William.
Yeah, William would be like, Lottie, and probably grab her with the other hand to see if she's even still alive.
Okay, another shot rings out. He's got one more round before reloading. Oh, that is another hit.
Oh, no. Son of a gun. This is where it ends.
Maxine, make a luck check.
Please.
All right. And William, make a luck check.
No!
All right. One more luck check to see if you have cover or not. You're getting up over the back, like trying to reach through around to grab Lottie. Okay, so at least you got cover. So you take 6.
Oh, he's unconscious.
He's also unconscious, yes. And you need to make a Constitution roll. Okay, yeah. So basically, well, unless you want to spend 1 point of luck, because actually if you fail that, you could fall out of the truck because you're leaning around through the window to try to grab her, so you got shot right in the back. Like the guy was aiming apparently right at you as the truck slows and you regain control. Okay. And it gave him a moment to take a beat on you and blast you.
Oh, I was picturing something totally different, like I was in the back bed with her or something like that.
Oh no, Lottie was in the passenger seat.
Yeah, she's right beside Maxine.
Okay, yeah, I probably wouldn't have been able to grab a hold of her. But, yeah, I'll spend that point.
Okay. So you kind of slump back down into the back. Maxine, you can see in the rear view mirror this guy pulling the cartridge out and reaching into one, like he's got this little side bag and he's rooting around in there to try to get another cartridge.
Has she regained control of the vehicle this round?
Oh yeah, you slowed down. The reward for slowing down is that you automatically regain control. There was no chance of you crashing.
Right. So she'll speed back up to where she was.
Okay. All right. The guy finally gets. You can see in your rear view mirror. He gets a cartridge in. But you're way too far away now. There's no chance. But he still takes a pot shot, a couple of them, before it's obvious that there's no possible way he's going to hit you at this range.
I think she is not going to go all the way back to Cairo. Once she'll pull over once she's kind of out of sight, and she'll take a few minutes to just basically wrap something tight around Lottie's head and put something on against William's back, and then she's going to take off. And I think Memphis is not Memphis. That's where we are, but where my Mycerinus is. I think that's a lot closer. So she's going to head.
It's not really that much closer than Cairo.
It's not.
No.
Okay.
Here, we'll look at the map. You can see, here's Memphis down here. The pyramids are here, and then Cairo's there. I mean, it is closer, and you might get lucky and find somebody there to help, but it's not a city. It's just it's a very rural area with pyramids. So,
Right. All right. I guess she's gonna do the best she can to get back to Cairo. If she passes by, like if another car, particularly, she'll probably flag them down.
Okay. All right. So give me first aid for each of them, and I'll give you a bonus die because you're not under fire at this point, or you can take your time.
All right. So you want me to do individually or just for both?
Each of them. So
right.
Start with Lottie.
Wasn't a fumble.
Oh, that's good. All right. Yeah, you do the best you can, but you are worried about Lottie. William, next.
Nope.
Nope. Nope. Not your strong suit. You usually had somebody else to patch you up.
She puts aspirin on it.
Yeah, crushes it up and sprinkles it on there. All right. And then you drive. All right, let me see if you happen to run across anybody. Give me a luck check. No. The road is quite, and it is getting dark. So it's not shocking that there's no traffic on the road. And I assume you laid Lottie down in the bed of the truck.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That would have been much easier to take care of her. So when we were at the hotel, the original hotel, and that doctor took care of Natalia, was he staying at the hotel?
No. He was a doctor in downtown.
Okay. Well, I guess she'll just do the same thing. Like, she'll drive until she sees, an English person or someone who she would recognize as a dragoman, maybe. And
you're gonna get into Cairo at night.
Yeah, so probably not.
You're not gonna see a lot of people.
Well, if she doesn't run into anybody, then I think she's she doesn't know where a hospital is or anything, right?
Let's see. No, you don't. I'm not even.
Actually. No, we weren't there. No, we did. We went to the hospital because we dropped off the priest and
yes.
So she knows exactly where that is, wherever it is.
Okay, yes. And to your point, William, I don't know what it is, but whenever I GM, I roll insanely well. I have no idea why that is, but
It started off as really shitty, and it's like, "Yay, we're gonna do this." Then
Uh-huh.
extreme.
Ah,
No, that always seems to happen. I don't know why.
why do I feel like this is my fault?
Yeah.
Hey, that's why I have a picture of old Nappy as my Nyarlathotep as my as my icon, because I seem to have the devil's luck when I'm a bad guy. All right, so you drive, you find your way into Cairo. Make a navigate check for me, and Lottie and William make a Constitution check.
Yeah, that way.
Yeah, I mean you're gonna find your way there. It's just they have to make you're each gonna have to make 2 Constitution checks. She takes a little longer. It's very easy to lose the road at night.
Definitely failed the first one. Is there a need for a second?
Yep, you do need a second one. This is telling me how bad it is by the time you get to the hospital. Like you're degrading. Your condition is getting bad. Okay. All right. So you've degraded, but not too terribly. All right, Maxine. Well, you get them to Cairo, and it is nighttime. I'm just going to sort of keep this simple. Time will pass, so you're going to get them there. They take them both in. Clearly, Lottie is in much worse shape than William. She's like life-threatening. William is bad, but he's not in immediate danger of dying like Lottie is. So what do you do, Maxine, after taking them to the hospital? Like, they just sort of... her condition's so urgent that they just take her back to do some work on her quick, and you're so sort of left there. Like it's not very efficient. There isn't a lot of bureaucracy. What that sounds like an oxymoron. They don't have a highly developed system for the intakes.
Is this mostly English or Egyptians working here?
The physicians are mostly British. A lot of the staff are Egyptian.
Okay. Well, there's not much she can do. I assume that Lottie's going to need some sort of surgery or immediate, urgent, intensive care. So I think there's a lot of hand-wringing going on. She goes to see if she can find a hospital directory. She sees if there's a chapel in the place.
No.
There's no chapel in the hospital.
There's a chapel, but like some directory or something. No, you just have to ask.
Well, she'll ask.
They'll direct. Yeah, there's like a tiny little chapel in there that you can go to.
I think while William and Lottie are being cared for, she's I won't say she's a good Catholic girl, but she's got that funny kind of logic where she usually is used to going to confession, and she usually has a lot to say. But she's Irish. She's Irish Catholic, and she, sometimes when things get really bad, that's where she turns. So she'll go in there and start saying some prayers for Lottie and William, making promises that in the moment she intends to keep.
Sure. Got it.
No more of these late nights drinking. No more men. No more. I'll give it all up. Just make sure they pull through. I'm find a good man. I'll settle down. I'll put this aside.
Sure, you will. All right.
So she'll spend some time doing that. And then I think she's going to see if William's conscious at some point.
Yeah, so that's what we're going to see is how bad this stuff is. And I've actually created my own little debilitating wound table. For just such an occasion. So, what we're going to do, you're only going to have at most one debilitating wound, actually potentially two, because it took longer to get to care. So what I want both of you to do is make a luck check for me. I'll give you a bonus die because you're in a hospital and you it didn't take that long to get there, but it's just the possibility that you might have two.
All right, so look, I think she might be gone from.
Okay, so a success. Yeah, you do actually have two debilitating. You'll walk away with two. Lottie, you unfortunately get no bonus die because you took a massive hit. Yeah, just make a luck check for me, Lottie. We're seeing how debilitating your wounds are going to be.
Oh.
Okay, just so you will each get two debilitation. So it's going to be in the same location. We already know that it's the head for you, Lottie. Roll a die 4 for me, William, to see where yours is. In the chest, as we thought. Okay, so right now, all you know, Maxine, is that they're both in pretty bad shape, and it's going to be several days before they're going to really be okay to do anything. That's kind of what the doctor tells you. He says the girl was very lucky that you got her here in time. He said it's going to be a slow recovery, but you know she will live.
Maxine is extremely relieved, and she says a little "Thank you, Lord" prayer right there, and what about William?
Well, he was also he took a very hard hit. He explains it passed through the lung, his left lung, and he's, it could permanently affect his breathing. But he says he seems to be a strong lad, and I believe he will pull through all right. He says these are clearly gunshot wounds, and he is required by the British authorities to inform the police.
Is the police English or Egyptian?
He didn't specify. Generally speaking, the police are run by the British, and many of their junior officers are Egyptian.
You know what?
But then there's a whole separate Egyptian national police. from the provisional government has. But this is a British hospital, so you're assuming it's going to be the British authorities.
Maxine nods and starts to think. All right, whatever. Tell him to come soon, actually. And let me know when one of them's awake, please.
Oh, he says, yes, I wouldn't count on speaking to either one of them before tomorrow, however. And I would suggest you get some sleep.
Well, I gotta talk to the police, right?
You do, yes. But I don't recommend you stay here overnight, though if you insist, you can. He also asks to see if you're all right. You know, you can see he kind of is raising eyebrows a little bit, like what exactly. You know, he's curious. He just waits for an answer.
Yeah, we was attacked in the desert when we was sightseeing. And I was driving, and I'm not a great driver. Maybe if I drove faster, they'd have been all right, but she just shakes her head, looking genuinely guilty.
All right. All right, so they summon the police, and a British officer and a couple junior officers come with him, and he wants to take a statement, ask who you are. He asks to see your passport.
She looks at the officer, tries to determine which one is senior, and she puts on one of her high and mighty accents and says, one of the gentlemen who was hit worked for the governor, and he is unable to communicate at this time. I would like an audience with the governor, if possible. He will be very interested to know what occurred.
An audience with the governor himself.
You can pass on the name. William Stevens.
All right. He writes that. He jots that down.
And then perhaps if the governor determines that you need to know the details.
William Stevens from the residency.
Yes.
I see. And what exactly is your story? What do you tell? You know, they want a statement about what happened.
She'll tell them that they were attacked, sightseeing in the desert. And she'll say she doesn't know exactly who shot at them. It was in the area of the Clive expedition. You know, she'll just describe the area of Memphis and say it was near an expedition.
Okay. All right. He has a word with the doctor. You know, he had a word with the doctor before speaking to you, by the way. And he says, you're not planning to leave the city anytime soon, I hope?
I told you I need to speak with the governor.
It's just a question I'm asking to make sure that you're committed to staying here until we're finished questioning you.
She sort of sniffs. Well, I think your time would be better spent going to find the people who did this.
Yes, well, I'm not exactly going to send men out in the middle of the night to the desert on a wild goose chase, hoping to find what were they? Roaming bandits of some sort. But we'll start looking in the morning.
She just raises an eyebrow and kind of sniffs.
He says, well, it won't properly be us. We'll pass it on to the military, and they'll handle it as they see fit. It's outside of Cairo.
I see. So nothing will happen. Very well. I repeat my request to speak with the governor.
He says, I wouldn't take that tone, madam. He says, the military are not fond of armed insurrectionists and troublemakers roaming about free on the countryside. I doubt that they will be doing nothing about it. In the meantime, I will pass on up the channels to the governor or someone appropriate about Mr. Stevens.
I don't remember the name of the man who was there, but Maxine might. She'll mention his name too.
Oh, the officer?
Yeah.
Make an intelligence roll for me.
No.
Yeah, you don't quite remember it. You remember him by sight. You don't remember his name.
Yeah, I don't. Was there anything distinguishable about him that would? She'll try to describe.
He had a mustache like 80% of other officers.
Yes. Yeah. So.
Yeah, probably not.
Oh well.
A giant. Oh, I forgot to tell you about the inverted Ankh tattoo on his forehead. That might also distinguish him.
Oh, gotcha.
So yeah, he says they'll return to the hospital. The doctor says that they might be able to have a word with the two gunshot victims tomorrow. They'll be back when that's appropriate. In the meantime, he suggests you just stay. Are you planning to stay at a hotel somewhere? Where can you be located?
She'll mention the hotel that they were checked in at.
Okay. At the pyramids or in Cairo?
No, in Cairo. They were
the old one. Okay. Yep. Oh, the Semiramis Hotel.
Yeah, where the that other professor is.
Yes, the Semiramis Hotel. Okay. Very well. All right. He lets you go. And I would say Maxine is used to dealing with cops who treat her as if she's done something wrong, even when she hasn't.
Yep. She tries to appear as legit as possible, though. That's like, she's a grifter. That's her. That's one of her gifts.
Yep.
So as soon as they leave, she suddenly remembers that she's got guns in the car that she drove.
Yeah.
And she is going to drive back to the hotel and think the whole way about where she can stash these.
Yep. I mean, there's drawers. There's a closet. There's not any like clever stashing places for a couple of Lee Enfield rifles.
She's going to get a second room. Like, she's going to get another room. Okay. And tell them to, it's for her friend, Sharon Weathersby, and she'll be arriving tomorrow, and she's just going to pay for it ahead of time.
Oh, delightful.
And I like to put some flowers and some things in the room ahead of time. And so get access to that room and then hide it in the room that's in Sharon Weathersby's name.
Okay, fair enough.
Oh, she does have fake IDs.
Most certainly.
And so that's that's taken care of. And then she'll probably try to find this professor that Lottie had the date and inform him that she will not be making it.
Herr Liebowitz?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yes, Dr. Leibovitz. Yes, it's easy enough to find it. You just can go to the front desk, and say you'd like a word with him if and he happily hobbles down the steps with his little cane, and he says, forgive me, your name was
Yeah, it's Maxine.
yes, Dr. Leibovitz.
I'm afraid Lottie's not going to be joining you, but I knew she'd want you to know. Unfortunately, she had I suppose you could call it a mishap, but she was injured and she's in the hospital.
Oh, I'm sorry. That sounds terrible. The poor girl. What sort of mishap?
Well, we was sightseeing.
Let me guess. No, she was struck by shards of glass when she broke the mirror for being so beautiful.
Oh boy, I wish that was it. Yeah, she. No, it was more serious. She had an accident.
That was a little joke.
Yeah, I understand. It was hilarious, and if I wasn't so worried for her, I'd be laughing and laughing. You believe me?
Yes,
but,
yes.
Yeah, she took a head injury. Yeah. So the doctors say she's gonna be okay, but I don't know. She's just got some bad luck, that poor girl, and she'll be safer in bed, I suppose, than sightseeing.
Well, you pass on my condolences. Oh, and tell her this joke. It may cheer her up. I heard this very funny joke yesterday. Would you like to hear it?
She smiles, sort of. Sure.
Yes. So, well, what happens to a Jewish man who walks into a brick wall with a full erection?
She her eyes widen with surprise.
He breaks his nose.
Like the joke surprises her so much, she actually lets out almost a hysterical guffaw, and then claps her hands over her mouth. Oh boy, that was a good one. What about Lottie's book? Did you have a chance to take a look at it?
Oh yes, the book, of course. I have been reading it. I must confess, I got a little sidetracked, and I find the book itself quite compelling. But yes, I have been working on a translation. It's very difficult going, you understand. I have so very little to go on. But I believe I am making headway. If I can have if you can spare a couple of more days, perhaps a few days, I'm not sure. Don't lose face. I will come through.
She kind of bites the inside of her cheek. I can give you at least another day if Lottie decides she's well, I know she's gonna. Well, I suppose I'm gonna be around as long as she's in the hospital. So I'll let her make the decision when she's feeling better, I suppose. Yeah. You go ahead, keep working. But be careful that they say that some people who read that book have kind of lost their marbles a little bit. It's dark stuff.
Losing your mind from reading a book? That sounds ridiculous.
She raises an eyebrow. You sure? I mean, you've been reading it.
He says, well, actually, I take that back. Millions of people read the Bible every day. Another joke. Oh, I am on a roll today.
Oh boy, Lottie's gonna be disappointed that she missed out on that dinner, that's for sure. But tell you what, I'm gonna keep these little jokes to myself so that when you tell them to her, that they're still new.
Oh, that is a brilliant idea. I will save them for our lunch, our celebratory lunch, for when she is feeling much better.
Yeah. All right. All right. You take care now.
And you. You know you're not bad looking yourself.
Oh, yeah, it's been said before, but I appreciate it.
So would you like to take her place for lunch? I would be honored. I will still buy. I will still pay for the whole bill.
Oh, that's so nice. And she starts thinking about the next day. Yeah, sure.
Oh, wonderful. Oh, you have saved my day. I thought it was going to be boring. I was going to have to listen to those stuffy old fellows at the bar. Ugh, well, I get good jokes from them, you see, as you can see. But still, it is mostly boring conversation.
Yeah, I understand that. Well, some people think I'm good looking, some people don't. But nobody thinks I'm boring, so...
Well, I tell you this, at my age, you look absolutely breathtaking. But
I think that's a compliment.
But then so does the bellboy.
Oh boy. Okay. Yeah. I better. You know what? I think I'm all laughed out. I'm plumb worn out from it.
That is a first. I don't think I have ever tired someone out from my jokes. Well.
Yeah, my tummy's hurting. All right, you take care. I'm gonna go get some sleep. It's been a long day for me.
Yes. All the best wishes, and I look forward to our lunch tomorrow.
As do I. And she goes back to her room, not giving him another chance to tell more jokes.
You see him about to raise his finger like, oh, one more thing, but you're already leaving, and he just sort of and hobbles back up the stairs.
All right. Out of RP, I think she's going to spend some time. She's going to write a letter to the editor of the... Well, she'll pick up a newspaper, and she's going to look for the editor of the Egyptian newspaper, and
okay.
She's going to write him...
there are several Egyptian newspapers. They're small presses with limited circulation.
There was one that Ali Kafur mentioned.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
What? Even there was even a name, Wasif or something.
Nigel Wasif.
Yep, that's what I've got in my notes, I think.
Yes, I think that is the Cairo Bulletin. Yep, he is the owner, but it's an English paper. Nigel Wasif he runs an English paper.
Ah, gotcha. All right. She's gonna write a letter, and she's gonna include a copy, like her best copy of that map, and say something.
You mean to the map showing the route to the bent pyramid? Which map?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, that one.
Yep. Okay.
And tell him that bring a camera, bring firearms, because something very interesting is going to be going down that evening. And then she's going to write, but come at your own risk. And she's also going to write a letter to Dr. Kafur and just kind of tell him that she's sorry that, his reputation got smeared. Let him know that Lottie and William got really hurt. She'll straight out tell him who did it. And she'll say, I don't expect you to do anything, but I know that they're going to be meeting at the bent pyramid, and she'll send him another copy of the map. And she'll say, but don't tell your boss. He's on the take from Al Shakti, and I have proof, but I'm not going to go into it. And she'll try to get messengers to take them.
Mm-hmm. It's not hard to get messengers. There's no end to skinny little males who want to run letters for a pittance. Lots of poor people. So it's okay. They do that. And that's tomorrow night.
Yep. I think as a last-ditch effort, she is going to... What was their Dragomon's name? Evie.
Yep.
She doesn't know where to find Evie. But she is going to write a letter telling him what's going on and say, you probably want to stay out of it at this point, but it's going to be your people that are being sacrificed at this pyramid. And if you know anyone who wants to get involved, this is where they're going to be. But be careful who you tell, because Al Shakti's got ears everywhere. And she'll make a couple copies of it, like send someone to the docks, because that's where they met. Well, I mean, she didn't meet them, but she knows that that's where Dragomen go to look. And she'll send one to the big hotel to see if he's working there. She'll, just basically offer a bribe to messengers if they can locate him and deliver it.
Okay.
And then she's finally probably, I'd say, like 2 a.m, crawling into bed and locking her door. And
well, no, I assume this was the next morning. I mean, you were at the hospital till like midnight.
Okay, gotcha. Fine, that's fine.
Yeah, I assumed you were meeting the doctor early in the morning, and then taking care of all of this stuff in the morning.
Yeah. That's fine.
Okay. Yep. All right. So then what do you do? Stay at the hotel during the day? Do you go to the hospital? What do you
she'll go to the hospital and check on them.
Okay.
She'll leave word at the front desk that if, anybody, police officers come looking for her, or anyone important, that she's at the hospital.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
She keeps all the stuff besides she keeps her pistol with her, but not the other guns, and she keeps the...
Yeah.
I think she hides the valuable books in that spare hotel room as well.
Okay, that makes sense. All right. Okay. So, yeah, you check in at the hospital. They are in, they're in reasonable condition. William is stable. Lottie is, they're still going to have to do some more work on her.
Are either of them awake?
William is awake.
Yeah, she'll demand to see him.
Actually, William and Lottie both make Constitution checks, please. Lottie, you have a penalty die, unfortunately. This stage. Yeah.
Nope.
Lottie is still out. William is awake, however. So yes, you can speak to him.
Yeah, she'll go find him in his room, and shoo out the nurses.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, you're awake. They
Does he
taking
have anything hooked up to him? Sorry.
He's. Oh no, they don't have that. But you are bandaged.
Is he doped up though?
Oh yes, he's a little doped up. The pain is pretty severe. They had to dig around to get the bullet fragments out. So, yeah, your your bandages. A nurse comes in and changes your bandages like will be every few hours.
Okay. He looks over at her, kind of surprised at first. Seems like he was like deep in thought, staring off towards the light, and he says, "Maxine, where's Lottie?"
She's here in the hospital. The doctors think she's gonna make it, but they still got. She's got a nasty head wound. But she's gonna make it. She sits down in a chair by the bed. Oh boy, that didn't work out very well, did it?
No, I guess it didn't. And he seems kind of sad about it. That he's like, I keep having these dreams of the truck flipping over. Nightmares, really.
The truck didn't flip.
I know. I could have done something differently.
Yeah, like lay there. No, look. There's nothing else you could have done. You could have died. That's what you could have done, and you didn't. You lived. You did the right thing.
Have you talked to anyone? The police?
Yeah. Yeah, I told them that we got shot at while we were sightseeing. I asked to see the governor, William. I know that you don't have.
His eyes dart.
I know you ain't really working for him officially anymore, but you nearly got killed, and maybe he'll take things seriously, seeing as it's his own people getting hurt.
He knows I'm here.
Yeah?
Who knows you're here, William? You see Captain Baldwin in the doorway. Seems you've had a bit of run luck. And he's got his hat under his arm, and he just kind of nods at Maxine, and he says, "Afternoon, ma'am."
Good afternoon, sir. Boy, yesterday I was trying my hardest to remember your name, and it just wouldn't come to me.
Oh, I'm pleased to see I made such an impression.
Captain Baldwin.
Yes. You've seen better days.
And he seemed upset at first when he saw him, and then he kind of just offers a smile now, and I have this bit of a mess.
Bit of a mess. You're supposed to be on leave, old boy. Got in trouble already, have you?
I was just on my way out, actually.
Oh dear.
Oh,
The policeman said something about desert raiders or some such. What did you get yourself mixed up in, or is that a conversation for another time? He kind of glances at Maxine, rather obviously to you.
Max is also like looking at William, like, and she starts to mouth, just tell him.
yeah, and he's William's doing the same thing too. He was like looking at Maxine right after that question came about, and because he had no idea really what she had said, of course, but and he looks over to Baldwin and says, the Clive expedition happened.
What?
His men fired upon us.
I see. And why would they do that?
Because Lottie went back trying to get her stuff.
Lottie, the Irish girl.
Yeah, the tiny, helpless, already abused Irish girl went back to collect her things. And the minute they saw her, she shakes her head. We warned you. We warned you about them. They'll do anything to cover up their crimes.
So you're saying the members of the Clive expedition did this to you, William? Unprovoked?
There was one, I can't remember his name, a doctor.
Winfield.
Ah, yes. He was...
Martin Winfield, yes?
Yes, he was going to take me, into the tent, I suppose, and we were going to talk, and then suddenly they attacked me. Lottie tried to protect us. Well, tried to protect me, but things didn't work out too well. But I had no idea they would try to attack me and serve me up as a sacrifice. They spoke about strange things.
It
They were quite mad, really.
may have been just a turn of phrase.
Wait, so you're saying they overpowered you? Lottie tried to stop them but failed. They overpowered you and they were going to sacrifice you. The Clive expedition. You're quite certain of this. It's a serious accusation.
I am deadly serious.
He nods. I see. You're going to pull through, I hope, aren't you, old boy? Kind of eyes your bloody bandages.
And he kind of starts to study, Baldwin's face, and hadn't thought about it till now, but just on who to trust and everything. He says, "Suppose so. So what happens now?"
Well, now, if you're willing to stand by your claims, I'll probably take it to Lord Allenby directly and see what he thinks. I'm certainly not going to take action without his approval.
They was pulling up stakes, it looked like, when we was down there.
I see. So, if we arrest, and who exactly pulled the trigger, William? Was it Clive himself?
No, it was not. It was his lackeys.
His lackeys.
I don't think Mr. Gardner was involved. It was some Arab guards and Mr. Winfield and I heard Mr. Clive shouting some things. I reckon he was given the orders.
Well, we shall certainly give this some serious consideration. You can see his William. For the short time you've known him, his face is usually fairly stoic, but you can see that he's a little concerned.
Yes. Does William feel like he can trust Baldwin at this point?
You don't know him very well. I mean, he seems like a decent enough officer. He has a good reputation around the residency as a man of efficiency and level-headedness.
Well, I hope Lottie can pull through. She was badly injured.
Very sorry to hear that. Well, I'll pass this on to Lord Allenby. See how he wishes to handle it.
He didn't seem as if he wanted me to talk about it at all. I fear he's more worried about the relations between the British and the locals.
Well, it's quite understandable, don't you think?
I do. But not at the cost of them getting away with these atrocities.
No. No, and certainly if they're attacking Englishmen and Irishmen and Americans, well, that can't be allowed. Certainly. It's one thing if the Jippos are killing their own. Well, certainly something to think about. And decide. He says, I ought to tell you I've been handed control of the investigation myself in your absence.
Ah, I see. Well, watch your back, Captain.
I certainly
Not many you can trust.
shall. Yes. Yes, indeed. I shall keep my eyes open. He puts a hand out to shake your hand. Though it hurts to raise your hand.
Yeah. And William, he grimaces a bit, puts his hand out and says, what was that guy's name? The one that we snuck into his office.
Oh, yes. At the museum.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Dr. Malik.
He will say, as he shakes his hand, "Check for Dr. Malik. I believe he is the one responsible for the farce that happened. It got me removed from the position.
Dr. Malik?
He is not to be trusted."
Is he here in the hospital?
No.
No, but
He's...
yeah, if you're going to be heading off this investigation, I'm sure you'll run into him again.
Yes, well, I've only just been handed the paperwork and details, so I'm just now coming up to speed, I'm afraid. He says, well, I appreciate your candid report. And I'll let you know what we decide. I think you have a right to know.
Thank you, Captain.
You take care of yourself, William. Miss?
She has been kind of fingering a piece of paper in her hands, not knowing what to do, but then she shrugs, having already told so many, of other people at this point. It seems like there's not much to gamble. And she's, look, maybe William isn't sure exactly who can be trusted around here, but this isn't something we can handle on our own, so
Apparently not.
Look, he took this off of Winfield during this whole fracas, and she kind of hands him the map. I told you they was pulling up stakes. I think this is where they's headed. If
He looks at it. Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, someone said something about something like hurry, gotta be there by... It's tonight, right?
Actually, I think it is tomorrow night. It is tomorrow night. Tonight is Monday the 23rd. The new moon is Tuesday the 24th.
Something like they wanted to be there by tomorrow night. I'm not sure why. But, look, she shrugs. If they ain't where they're supposed to be, I think this is where they're headed. And, for some reason, it's just like, I think it was a secret. Why would he have this secret little map drawn? I don't know. Maybe you could catch him with the pants down, so to speak. But, it's your investigation. You do what you want. But if you do go and there's going to be a confrontation, be prepared. Don't go by yourself. Bring men. But, I don't want you to... You do what you think is right. But, she looks at William and Lottie. But from what I heard, British soldiers, there's a brotherhood there, right? You look out for one another?
We don't exactly call it a brotherhood. But of course we look out for one another. We're the Queen's soldiers. Or kings in this case. His Majesty's troops.
Well...
I'd have you back. If you need me, I'll be there.
Don't be ridiculous. He said, you have some recovering to do. And he says, but that was good thinking, telling the police that you were attacked by Bedouins or whatever. That's, I think we'll stick to that story for the time being. Till we decide how to sort all this out.
Yeah. Well, you may miss your chance, but I'm sure you'll think about it and do what you think is right.
Well, I'm pleased for the vote of confidence, Mum. And he gives you a fake smile. Good day, William.
Captain.
And he goes out.
Well, Maxine lets out a deep sigh. I don't know if anything's gonna come of it, but I figure we can't be there to stop whatever's going on. So whoever we can send in that direction might have a chance.
I'm going to be arrested.
For what?
I need to get out of here.
What do you mean you're going to be arrested?
William starts to like panic a little bit as he starts to think about it. And he starts to like try to sit up. Like
Wait a minute. Why do you think you're going to be arrested?
Lord Allenby. Damn it.
What do you mean? Arrested for what?
For killing those men.
Didn't kill no men. You don't even got no weapons.
They're not going
Probably
to believe us. I know it.
Clive had him shot just to shut him up. Look, you ever heard of a lawyer? We got a lot of them in Chicago.
I wish I could be there tomorrow.
Well, you can't. You can lay here and get better. They ain't got no proof. And we got 2 wounded here.
Is there any way that William could get up?
You are risking complicating your wounds by doing that. You can force yourself up. You're awake. You can try to get up through the pain, but it's going to be difficult.
Yeah. And he's got a lot of painkillers in him, so he's probably...
He does, yeah. So
feeling...
You still sort of vaguely feel it. You're just very weak.
Yeah.
Look, everybody in Egypt hates Clive right now. The English wish he never came here because he's an embarrassment. And the Egyptians think he's a thief because he is. You really think that they're going to arrest you instead of him? He's the one who's on the outs publicly.
I hope we can trust Captain Baldwin, that's all.
As a matter of fact,
Things
they
haven't
might...
been going our way.
Yeah,
What's
well,
that?
if we can't trust him, I mean, I figure he already knew about the bent pyramid, so what harm did it do telling him if he already knew?
And he feels the pain inside him still, and he's like, there's no way I can get up.
You can't. You're gonna lay here. It'll work out. You didn't do nothing wrong, William.
Okay. Well, so yeah, the nurse comes in. It's time to change his bandages.
Yeah, Max will give him a little kiss on the cheek, tell him to get some rest, and then leave.
Okay. So what does Maxine do in the afternoon?
Oh, she'll go have lunch with the German guy, I guess.
Okay. I'm not gonna play through the lunch. He does his best to charm Maxine. I think we know how that goes.
Yeah, she plays along.
Oh, then he completely believes that he is charming you and seems very happy and motivated. And at the end of the lunch, he promises you that he will dedicate himself to that translation, especially if it means he can meet to discuss it over lunch again.
Yeah, she seems like that would just make her day. You know, very much endear him to her he were able to get some answers. There's nothing that turns her on like smart men.
He suggests you meet for lunch again tomorrow, and he can update you on his progress. And he says, if with any luck, maybe I will actually have some true information for you. Maybe very good news.
She says she's looking forward to it.
Very well.
I think she'll. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. He says it will be a date then.
Oh, indeed. With bells on.
He says, well, that's not necessary. Unless you try to run away, then it will make it easier for me to find you.
She just laughs.
That could actually be quite fun. Now I come to think of it.
Well, I'd say that would be a novel experience, but she winks at him. It wouldn't be.
It wouldn't be what?
A novel experience.
Ah, yes. He's thinking about that. Well, oh, it's not your first time, I understand. Yes. Of course.
Yeah, she smiles.
He says, it would not be my first time either, although the first time with bells on. Well, anyway, I will let you get about your day. And he stands up and makes off with his cane.
All right. This is Max's plan for the rest of the day. She will check for messages at the front desk. She will see if she can purchase tickets out of town. She doesn't know how soon William and Lottie can be moved, but she's going to look and see what kind of the earliest she could get them out of there and
where it would be going. You can just buy a train ticket and use it any time. You don't have to buy it for a specific date.
Ah, gotcha. Well, she'll do that.
And technically, you can even buy boat passage ahead of time, and as long as there's room on the boat and you have a ticket, they'll let you on. You don't have to book it for a specific date.
I think she was thinking boat this time.
Then where are you? So you can get the train tickets to Port Said, and then you can get a boat. Where is the boat going to, Mom?
I don't think she really knows of any clues besides Shanghai and Australia. So I think it was Jack Brady that was supposed to be alive and still in Shanghai. Am I correct about that? In the notes? Was it Jack Brady? I know it was one of them.
Yeah, that's correct in the notes.
I think she looks for a slow boat to China.
Holy crap! Well, there are slow boats to China. It's quite slow. Yeah, passage to China from here is almost 2 months.
Oh boy. Okay, that's not within the timeline. How about to Australia? Probably just as long.
It's the same. Yep.
I guess the only other place they went was Kenya. How long does it take to... That's going to be much closer.
Oh, it's right down the east coast. Mombasa is about a 9-day journey, typically, depending on the boat.
Well, since they're kind of in a time crunch, I think it's Kenya by default.
Okay. That's fine. You can buy those tickets. That is almost going to wipe you out financially for the time being. You've been putting money on hotel rooms and buying things, and now boat tickets. I'm not going to say you're completely dry, but you're starting to look at your limited savings with some concern.
Okay. You know what? I know what she's going to talk to that doctor about tomorrow. She's going to see if he can sell
prostitution,
the life of the Among the Stones.
Okay. All right. So remind me, because I may have misunderstood. Are you expecting any messages at the hotel?
Oh, she had just left word there that if originally, if someone was important had come looking for her, like the police or whatever, just so no, she's not really expecting any messages.
Okay. Okay.
She may not even wait after she looks at her funds till the next day. She may actually knock on the professor's door and kind of propose the idea of selling that little book of weird poetry.
Oh, well, yes. You certainly have his interest. He says, "Why don't you bring the book with you to lunch tomorrow, and we will discuss business then."
Yeah, she'll smile again and excuse herself. I guess call the hospital, check on Lottie and William.
Yeah, okay. Lottie, I'm just gonna, just for the fun of it, so you're not sitting there silent all cameras. Lottie is awake, but really kind of out of it. But she's awake and semi-coherent. And you may speak to her if you want to.
Yeah, she'll.
Her head is seriously bandaged, and yeah, Lottie. I mean, you just feel horrible.
She'll rush over as soon as she knows Lottie's awake, and demand to be let in. Not taking no for an answer.
And you notice that they've wrapped up her arms as well a little bit. They've put some salve on it and bandaged those up, her abused arms.
Oh my gosh, you're awake. You're awake. Okay, I knew you was gonna be awake. Yeah. I just knew you was gonna be fine.
Slow down that speech there, Maxine. It's a bit hard to understand.
Well, yeah. God must like you because, well,
What's that noise?
he brought you back.
I'm not sure if he's very pleased with me right now, considering she gestures to her arms by lifting them slightly with a groan.
No. You're just finally getting the care that you deserve.
Probably. She looks around the room. How long has it been, Maxine?
A day? Has it been what? 20?
It has. Let's see. No, it's late the next day. I mean, you haven't even been in the hospital 24 hours yet.
Yeah, almost a day.
What happened? I'm guessing we escaped. How's William doing? Is he alright? Where is he?
He's a sight better than you, so I'll be fine. Don't.
What do you mean? I thought he was a bit roughed up.
Yeah, he took one in the back. But he's all right. He just needs time.
All right. Lottie looks down, blinking slowly and looking back up to Maxine. So, I don't even know what to do now at this point.
I'm sorry, I didn't understand you.
Oh, I'm not sure what we're going to be doing now at this point.
All you're going to be doing is laying here. And she kind of leans in as if afraid that the staff would be overhearing.
Well, and she is in a. These aren't private hospital rooms. These are wards with other patients. Just a few yards away.
Yeah. So she kind of leans in close and whispers close to her ear. Look, I done what I could. I done what I could to stop what's going to happen here, but if someone is going to stop it, it can't be us, not now. And I got us some tickets on a boat out of here. Just as soon as you can safely move, I'll go talk to another doctor, get some instructions on how to take care of you best I can once you can be moved.
No, why are we leaving? Why are we leaving this place? I need my things, and Clive needs to pay for what he's been doing.
Yeah. Like I said, I done what I could about that. I done what I could.
She pauses. Am I gonna get my things back? How's Gardner's? Is he gonna be alright?
I don't know. Look, if Gardner catches word that you've been hurt, well, I reckon that he can do something to find us. He can get in touch with the hotel or maybe call her. I mean, this is the biggest hospital in Cairo, so if there's something he can do, if he's got your stuff, maybe he'll get in touch. I think that's our best hope for getting your things back. But, they're just things, Lottie. I mean, you're alive, and that's what's important. That's what you need to focus on, is just rest and healing. It's hard to tell what tomorrow holds at this point.
Lottie. She sighs deeply. I don't know. Next scene. If Gardner can find that I'm here, couldn't Clive find out the same thing?
Yeah, but he'll just draw suspicion to himself if he comes here. Or if he sends anybody here, it'll add credibility to any accusations against him. I think you're gonna be okay. And but if it makes you feel better, I'll stick around. I'll sleep out in the truck out front, keep an eye on things.
No, it'll be all right. It'll be okay, Maxine. Thank you, and thank you for getting me here.
Yeah, it's lucky I been to the place, she says, kind of thinking back to the last time they were here, dropping off Evie and the imam. Yeah, well, if you need anything, you tell these nurses to let me know.
Right. Just tell William I'm glad he's all right.
Soon enough, you'll be able to tell him yourself. But I will.
Thank you, Lottie. Good. Sorry, Maxine.
She reaches down and, as gently as she can, gives Lottie just a gentle little hug, and then she kind of waves on the way out the door. She'll check in on William.
Okay. Yeah, he's there. And we'll say he's awake.
Yeah, she'll do the same thing and kind of let him know that she's got tickets on a ship if they need to leave suddenly.
Taking me with you, then? He kind of raises an eyebrow.
Well, I ain't gonna leave you here. I mean, you ain't exactly some dangerous people's favorite person at the moment.
Well, thank you, Maxine. I guess I forgot to tell you last time. Thank you as well for getting us out of there.
Nah, she kind of just waves off that your thank you. I feel like it's my fault that you're in here. If I was just a better driver.
No. I don't think it was your driving.
She shrugs. Well, that's Catholic guilt for you. What can I say?
Those bastards need to pay.
They do. They do. But I don't... You're in no shape to move. Lottie's in no shape to move. I could go down there, but I don't know what I could do all by myself, to be honest.
His eyes get wide for a minute. He's like, oh, no. Have you spoken to the captain at all? Heard any word? Anything?
No, not since yesterday.
Well, I suppose you won him over then, with your charm and your good looks.
I don't know about that. He may be sitting back in his office right now, drinking a martini and just waiting for all of this to blow over. Who knows? Oh, but you mean you not being arrested? You're not going to get arrested, William.
I don't know about that.
Looky here, William. I ain't never been arrested. So you ain't gonna be arrested.
He smiles and he says, I appreciate it.
Yeah, if only this was all taking place back in Chicago. I could snap my fingers and have some muscle to back us up. But, you know, if wishes was horses, beggars would ride. I think that's how that saying goes.
He smiles and he says, what are you going to do now? Just hang out until we're better?
I don't know. Kind of taking this one step at a time. Waiting for inspiration to strike. Today, my number one goal is putting some money back in my pocket. But I got a way to do that, you don't worry.
Guess you could sell some of those artifacts, yes?
Yeah. I think I'm going to start with the little one. I ain't much for poetry. Especially not
Mask, perhaps?
the headdress? No. No. That one, I think still bears some studying on.
Did you speak to the doctor, the translator?
Yeah. That's actually who I'm meeting today. I think he's going to be able to either buy the book or find a buyer for it.
Watch your back.
Yeah, wish I could, but the eyes, they're right here. And she kind of points to the front of her face. But I'll do my best. And then she reaches into her purse and she takes out her pistol and she kind of slides it underneath his mattress and shows him where it is, just in case.
He smiles, nods.
Okay. And then I assume Maxine passes the night normally.
As normal as possible.
Yeah. Okay. It is Tuesday. You have lunch with Max, or not Max, Dr. Leibovitz. And you want to sell him the book. So he's certainly very interested in the purchase of a book. Which one was it that you said?
I think it's Life Among the Stones. Amongst the Stones. No, wait.
There's Life as a God Amongst the Stones.
It's a little one. The little one. Amongst the Stones.
Amongst the Stones.
Yeah.
Yes, it's short. And it's written in English. And it's recent.
Can she try to figure out how much she thinks it's worth? She's got a little bit of appraise.
Yep, do that.
Nope.
No,
Nope.
You really don't know. But with a bonus die, you would have gotten a hard. So I'm going to interpret that as you have some vague ballpark figure. I mean, this book isn't going to be worth much to anybody. It is maybe worth $50 to someone who's seriously interested in the occult and this sort of tale.
That's probably not worth it.
I mean, $50 is not chump change by any means. It's just not. It's not like the other ones are clearly more valuable. You have picked the least valuable book of all of them.
All right. What about Life as a God?
That at least, I mean, that's over a century old. It's bound in human skin, and that's probably far more interesting to someone like Dr. Leibovitz. You can make an appraise for that one. A fumble. Yeah, I'm going to make a charm roll for me, or yeah, I think charm is really the way to go here with him, and you get a bonus die because he already likes you and you're having lunch. Yeah, so he agrees to buy it, but Maxine doesn't realize this, but you undervalued it.
I figured.
By far. He offers you $300, and that sounds reasonable to you, especially since you need the money.
Oh, if she can get 300, she'll say 350, including the other book, the little one.
Fair enough. I like you, Maxine. You are also a good businessman, if you are a man, of course, which you are not, and for which I am grateful.
Yeah, for which I'm grateful too. So she says, well, looks like you've got yourself a deal. Now, the other one that you're translating, that one I can't let go of.
That is a pity, because I am enjoying it, especially, focusing on the translation part, of course. But I am enjoying the book, and it is certainly a one of a kind.
Well, I think it's a fair trade. You helping us out with the translation, and you getting to peruse such a rare and valuable tome.
Indeed, it is well paid for, and your company is like the cherry on the top.
Oh, so nice of you to say so. I mean, I like to think I'm more interested in than a book, but she shrugs.
He says, "Oh yes, don't worry. There are not many books that would be more interesting than you. So to be completely honest, there would be a few that are more interesting, but that is just in the interests of being honest with you."
Well, that's because I ain't written my book yet.
Oh, well, you are right. I did not realize that.
Well, not as such, but I got enough interest and experiences to fill a book.
Well, perhaps we over lunch tomorrow we can discuss your book. I would love to hear about it, and perhaps offer my perspective. A male perspective could be very helpful.
Yeah, look, I know you've been working on the book. You mind sharing anything that you've gotten from it?
He says, I'm afraid it's turning out the nature of cracking this is that I think once I understand it, it will come together very quickly, but it's not a case of working on a small bit and a small bit and a small bit, you understand. It must all fit, and when it all fits, I will know what it says, more or less.
She kind of narrows her eyes. But I'd love to see any notes you've taken.
Oh, yes, well, they are in German. Do you read German?
No, I don't.
Well, I'll bring them tomorrow anyway. Perhaps I will teach you some German.
Oh, I'd love that.
I think that would be a wonderful way to pass some time.
As do I. Well, I do need to go be checking on Lottie at the hospital.
Oh, give her my love, of course. Well,
Of course.
perhaps love is too strong a word at this time, since I barely know her, but give her my affection and good wishes.
Indeed, I will. And this time, she gives him a kiss on the cheek on the way out. She's worried he's going to abscond with that book.
All right. Oh my, well, thank you. I would do the same, but I think I would probably scratch your cheek with my beard.
She just kind of reaches up and fondles the beard a little bit. I can't say I'd mind.
Well, perhaps tomorrow I will favor you then.
Well, it gives me something else to look forward to.
I'll trim it very carefully in the morning. For just such an occasion.
It shows.
No, tomorrow I will do it. I must admit I've been a bit lax since I've got in country here. They are very, what is the word, casual about their beards in Cairo. All over the place. Very bushy. Like a bush.
Well, I have to say I don't look at the same at the natives in their beards as I do a civilized gentleman. It's just
of course,
different.
But when you are among the savages, sometimes it rubs off on you. You know, civilization can rub off on the savages and bring them up, but the truth with the savage cultures, they bring the civilized people down a bit to their level too. It is inevitable. But we do our best, do we not?
She kind of loses her patter as she actually thinks about what he's saying, and she just kind of backs away a little bit with a distant look on her face, saying, yes, you know, I think you might be right. I think there's a little bit of savagery that to this place. It's almost contagious.
Oh yes, I can feel it in the air. The air of the ancient, when times were simpler and it was simply a struggle to survive. It still lingers here. You can feel it.
Yeah, there's something, all right. And she just gives kind of the barest hint of a smile that only lasts for a second, and then she just kind of turns around and walks away, musing.
Mm-hmm. All right, hospital. They are both there and potentially recovering. You can both give me constitution rolls. Lottie's making no progress, nor is William. But they're not getting worse.
Yeah, after getting the progress reports from the nurse, Max kind of gets frustrated, but she tries not to show it.
Yeah, the nurse says it will take some time before. He says they both suffered very dangerous wounds. One cannot get frustrated about these things, so they will be all right. You just have to have time. Just have to have patience and rest. Lots of rest.
She asks and about that doctor that came to visit Natalia in the hospital, if they know him.
Oh yes, of course.
I mean, she asks how to get in touch with him.
They said, well, he actually does some services through the hospital. We could let him know if that was of interest to you. Would you like him to be your to see to your care? We didn't realize you already had a prior relationship with him.
She thinks about it for a second, and then realizes that it would associate them with a bunch of previous garbage, and then she shakes her head. No. Actually, now that I think about it, I wasn't really pleased with his bedside manner. I'm sure that their doctor can see to their needs just fine. But I do recall that when a friend of mine I was traveling with earlier, she twisted an ankle. He was able to get us some laudanum for the pain. And since we're going to be traveling in the future, I'm just trying to be as prepared as possible.
Yes. Well, we can see to that, of course.
All right, then. And she'll just go check on William and Lottie.
Okay. There's no news today. So I don't know if there's anything other than pleasantries to discuss, but that's up to you.
Yeah, I don't think so. And I think the only person that would get in touch with them at the hotel would be either Dr. Kafur would know where to find them or the military. So probably no real...
Yes, there is one. Yeah, no, actually, the police never show up to interview you. Even though the doctor had told both of you that the police had said that they, would. That he's notified them. He said this morning that they could come and interview you at any time, but they haven't shown up.
Yeah, this doesn't surprise Max one way or another. Whether they just don't want to get involved in something political, whether they've been told to back out of it by the governor, or whether they've been paid off by bad guys. She just kind of shrugs. Could have been any of those things, but it was bound to be one of them. But she actually asks if they could wheel William in to talk to Lottie.
They don't recommend it, but no. The doctor says no, he needs to stay in bed. His condition has not improved.
She makes a face.
He's not ready to be moved around yet.
All right.
All right. Hello?
William, you here?
Yep.
Okay. Well, if there's nothing really specific to discuss, then we can just move on to the next day.
Well, tonight's the new moon, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. They just probably discuss pleasantries and stuff like that, and maybe even talk about the new moon. But there's nothing they can really do about it yet.
Yeah, she'll kind of be on pins and needles all day, trying not to show it. You know, just feeling like something should be happening. She should be doing something. Like halfway expecting people to burst into the hospital and start shooting at them, even though that doesn't make any sense. It just feels fraught.
Mm-hmm. I can see that.
But she'll instead maybe bring them some treats, you know, something that's not hospital food, and
Right.
try to distract them.
Okay. All right. So yes, it is night then, and I would like the three of you to make sanity checks for me, please.
Whoops.
Yeah. The two wounded people, you sleep okay. You're both of you, your night was a little restless, but nothing specific that you remember. Just you wake up not feeling completely relaxed, and you can both make constitution rolls, but I need you to do it with a penalty die for your recovery tonight.
Of course.
Nope, no progress. Maxine, on the other hand, you have trouble getting to sleep because you've been on pins and needles all day. And even though you're tired, it's just very hard. So you're up most of the night. And when you finally do sleep, you have very disturbing dreams. And again, you don't remember a lot of the details, but you remember people screaming in them. You remember a windstorm that was so violent that it drowned out the screams and just whipped into your face. And the thing about the sand particles is that they started tearing at your arms, and then you started to feel like the sand was no longer dry. It was like wet and slappy against your skin, and you felt like you were going to be wrapped up like in a cyclone and carried off. And then you woke up kind of all out of sorts.
She gets out of bed and gets herself a drink of water and goes to like the water basin and over by whatever
you look
dresser there are.
and you look
Yeah.
in the water basin, and when you look in, you see a face staring back at you, and it's not your own face.
What? Obviously, she would gasp, and her first impulse would probably be to move away, and then she'd go back and look again just to reassure herself it was just a trick of the light and lingering dreams.
Yeah, it was Natalia's face.
Oh, that would be very disturbing. When she goes back to look in the water, she stares at it hard. She kind of lights a candle in the room. She sees her own reflection. Is that right? The next time she looks?
Yes, she sees herself.
And she looks in the mirror and kind of touches her own face to reassure herself. And then she takes a minute to remember Natalia and closes her eyes against how she died.
Her eyes were very sad. And her expression was one of great loss.
She kind of shakes her head, takes another sip of water, and kind of mutters into the air, I'm sorry, I don't know what else I could have done. I'm doing my best here. And looks out the window at the black night with no moon, and eventually goes back to bed.
Yeah. And today, Maxine, you don't even feel like getting out of bed. Like you're so tired, like it took all your energy out and you just lie there lethargically. Which I'm guessing is very uncharacteristic of her.
Yeah, she's a doer. Well, she'll just order room service and a newspaper. She knows that it's too early for there to be anything in the news, but that's kind of her new obsession. Mm-hmm. Something happened last night. Somebody's got to know. So she kind of asks for all the newspapers in English.
Okay. They bring them to her, and she spends the day, when she's not just dozing, going through the newspapers. And I'd say that kind of actually eventually sort of energizes her. But there's no big headlines. Except that there was a violent incident at the canal again, where there was a protest by the Egyptian nationals, and the British Army was forced to use force to disperse them, and several people were hospitalized. That's sort of the big news of the day. Meanwhile, at the hospital, Lottie, you've kind of been, you're in and out of consciousness during the day. And you wake at one point, and beside your bed is a visitor.
Lottie, me. Someone looks over and Maxine?
Good afternoon, Miss McDonough.
Oh, hello there.
I came to visit you.
I see that. What exactly do you want?
First, I wanted to thank you
For what?
for your kind gift last night.
What do you mean?
Did you not send me several gifts?
I got to be honest, I didn't send you shit.
Well, the British officer said that it was you, or
Oh no. What did you do with them?
oh, well, they joined the others. They were a fitting offering.
Lottie nervously licks her lips and looks over to Shakti. So, where does this leave us now?
Well, I understand that your intention wasn't exactly a friendly one.
No, it doesn't.
Look, Miss McDonough, personally I don't care about you one way or the other. Though Clive seemed somewhat fond of you, I think he was somewhat regretful of what had to be done, even up to the end. But I tire of your presence in my country. So I am going to make one thing clear to you. You and your friend need to leave. And I recommend you not return to my country again. Or you will be the next offering. Do you understand?
Lottie swallows hard. I understand, and for what it's worth, you can go fuck yourself.
I have plenty of people to fuck if that is my desire. He says, I suggest you be very careful about the words you use. And he makes a gesture with his hand, and a searing pain shoots up both of your arms that were damaged. Make a Constitution roll for me.
Oh no.
The pain is excruciating. You can't even be quiet. But you try to scream and your mouth is silent. No sound comes out of your mouth. And he just smiles. And he says, you really ought to be more respectful of your betters. But I admire your spirit. The pain ceases, and you kind of gasp involuntarily and breathe. You're kind of gasping for air. And he gives you a minute to recover your breath. Your head is throbbing now with pain. And he says, would you care to amend your statement to something a little more polite? I came here very civilized manner, and I was treated disrespectfully.
Lottie. She doesn't look up into his eyes, more around. Fine. I'll go. We'll go. You can have your country to yourself and your followers.
Thank you. I appreciate your understanding. Good luck out there. I suggest as well that you keep your cute little button nose, and he kind of reaches out and taps your nose with his finger, out of all of our business everywhere. You know, we are not just in Egypt. I suggest you return to Ireland or wherever it is you call home and stay there. Find some useful profession. Find a husband, perhaps. You will have a better life. And he stands up. I would hate for something terrible to happen to you. And he turns and leaves the hospital room.
Lottie stays pretty quiet until he leaves. And as the door closes, she shudders, laying back in bed and trying to compose herself, and failing.
I would say Maxine probably finally comes to visit that evening, unless you don't want to.
No, she'd go in there kind of dragging herself in, not looking quite as put together as she usually does. She asks, the nurses again if there's been any improvement.
She says yes, of course, but it will be some time as expected. Again, patience, but they're coming along.
Can William be wheeled in to see Lottie?
The doctor said that it's all right for a short time, unless he complains of pain.
She kind of lets out a sigh, like this is at least one small kindness that the universe is granting, and she goes in to tell William the news. If you feel up for it, they said that they'll wheel you in to talk to Lottie.
Oh, that sounds good.
She'll be surprised.
Let's go see her.
All right.
And he tries to.
Yeah.
I try to get up and get into the chair.
Yeah.
Taking
Wait.
it very slow.
Let's let the nurses help you out there.
Yeah, they do. And Lottie is awake, but I don't know what's her state of mind. This is Al-Shakti just left like half an hour ago.
Lottie, she's been thinking for things he said, and just a lot of flashbacks to when she was stuck in that hole and what had happened to her. She's kind of trapped in that mindset, but slightly snaps out of it when William and Maxine come in the door.
Williams smiles and raises an eyebrow.
Lottie gives a kind of a half-hearted smile to William. Oh, you're still looking worse for wear there, aren't you?
Oh. Well, I haven't brushed my hair in a while. Taken a bath. I have to say, you look lovely.
Thank you. I don't know, you're just lying there. I mean, I haven't even seen my hair in days. Feels like...
He'll wheel himself over next to her and kind of put his hand out to maybe hold hers.
Lottie gently puts out her hand, taking William's. And she looks over to Maxie. When do you think we can get out of here and leave?
She kind of looks between the two of them, and an expression, it's hard to say what, kind of flits across her face for a moment, and then she catches herself and turns her slight frown into a smile. Hey, I'm not sure. I'll ask the nurses, but you know, I told you I got them boat tickets. Yeah. Well, I was thinking maybe Africa ain't the right place for you two. Maybe you should head back to England.
Yeah. I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah. Maybe you can look out for Lottie, William. And she just kind of bites her lip. I'll see what I can do to exchange those tickets, and as soon as you're feeling well, you can head back to England, rest up. You know, I'm sure that there's research to be done for you, and you know, I'm sure your military career ain't over just yet, Mr. William.
Maxine, I don't know if you should be doing this either.
And she...
William seems kind of surprised, actually, and he's like looking towards Maxine with a raised brow. And have you heard any word from the captain?
No, I ain't heard nothing.
She squeezes William's hand a bit more. I don't think you're gonna be hearing from him, William.
What do you mean?
She takes a deep, shaky breath. He just came and left.
What?
He came into my room, and he thanked me for the people that I apparently sent.
Maxine looks dark. He said that. Did he say who?
He mentioned the captain, I think.
She shakes her head. Damn, we really had no chance. If we took out the captain and whoever he brought, damn it. I gotta think bigger.
Maxine, I don't know exactly the powers that they showed when they were lifting that sarcophagus and everything. That was something, but what he did is, I don't know what he did to me, but it was horrible.
What do you mean? Like now?
It was like my arms were on fire. I couldn't say or scream or anything. It's just too much. Maxine, especially just for you. To Providence.
Maxine you can see the muscles in her jaw clench, like she's grinding her teeth. Yeah, that's... Did he say he was gonna come after you?
He said for us to leave, and alluded if we didn't leave, then we'd be joining everyone else that was there last night.
I ain't sure what else there is to be done. He got too much sway. If these people are gonna be... I think I'm gonna have to find a loose end and unravel it. He's like the center weave of the sweater, you know. I'm going about this all wrong. But yeah, you... Lottie, you... Go home. You've been through enough.
I can't leave you. Do this by yourself.
William, look, to be honest, when we first picked you up, I kind of thought of it as what I usually do, take advantage. You know, young, idealistic young man, thinking he's going to protect some good-hearted, well-meaning young women. Well, that ain't the case. That ain't who I am. But Lottie, yeah, she needs someone like you to look after her. Me, I'll find someone like me. Someone, someone without anything to lose. Someone who will see things through to the bitter end.
Well, if you want to go with her, go. I have family back up in Ireland. I can stay with them. It's fine. Sure, me pa's gonna be happy to have me home.
William looks at her for a moment, still very serious look on his face. And he says, then looks back over to Maxine and says, when I came here, I didn't have anything to lose either. Until I met you two. Lottie, you probably should leave.
I'm sorry. I just didn't know it was gonna be like this.
I would love to come with you. And he smiles at her. And then he looks kind of sad at the same time, and he looks over to Maxine and says, "Bastard needs to pay."
And she nods. Yeah, well, it's gonna take some doing. It may take some time. And it's not gonna be a frontal assault.
I think you two should stay.
I don't know if there's anything to stay here for, but there's other places. These people like Shakti, people who are part of this organization, they're all over the world, and like I said, I think it might be time to go find another loose thread and start unraveling.